Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos go out. So I am in a bit of a state of flux right now for several reasons, right? Firstly, I got a WhatsApp from my wife saying, oh, there's a package out for delivery. I'm like, oh, is this my copy of the Who Adventures? I just found a cheaper way of buying it. Who Adventures is a big coffee table art book about the Virgin New Adventures. I can't wait to get it. It's my little Christmas present to myself. And as I'm Jewish, I don't really get many Christmas presents. So, we do Hanukkah, obviously. So I'm like, what could it be? What else could it be? I looked up the tracking. Didn't seem to be my book. So what could it be? It's only my season 2 Blu-ray out for delivery. So I am going to be doing an unboxing of that today. I am really quite excited about the whole thing. I'm quite excited about having the box set to start perusing over. So yeah, it's a good day for me. Assuming it turns up, it is a good day for me. But also, it's a confusing day for me, as it is for the media. I don't know when this video is going out, and so what's so confusing? That happens a lot, right? That is my, kind of working way around, especially on Wednesday, right? I'll give you some inner workings of how things go down, right? Wednesday, I'm recording this on Wednesday the 14th, okay? And so I have a video set up to go out today on Wednesday. Thursday, I do a live stream. Friday, I normally do a general news video, and boy, I got so many news items that I have to go over. So that's Friday. So this video, and then Saturday I do a live stream. So this video is probably going out on Sunday. So what? Who cares? Who cares? Well, Sunday night is when the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah starts, and on Hanukkah I like to have little over here, little candles burning, throughout my videos. So I got to save this video, right? I got to save it to either and then add the candles on when I find out what day, because I do like 1 candle the first day, 2 candles on the second day, 3,000. If you don't know, it's all complicated. Everything about it is complicated. Why do Jews don't have Christmas tree, right? Why don't Jews have Christmas trees? I'll tell you why Jews don't have Christmas trees, because the book of Jewish law of how one decorates a Christmas tree will be about this thick, right? And there'll be pitch battles in the street. Can you string popcorn? Is that considered a Christmas tree decoration? They do that in America. I always thought it was weird. I always wanted to try it. See, here's the thing, okay? Everything basically boils down to one's personal life experience. When I was a kid, when I was a wee whippersnapper in the 70s, we were average Jews, okay? Normal Jews, which means we did normal, like what everybody else in England does. We do. We didn't go to church, but other than that, we went. We did Christmas holiday, and my parents were incredible hosts. They had massive Christmas parties. We had a big Christmas tree. I love Christmas, right? For me, I just adore it. I absolutely adore English Christmas. I love Christmas trees, and I used to love decorating. It's some of my fondest memories. My parents had no idea that both me and my sister, the entirety of their output, will become what we call in Judaism meshugana frum. Become religious, right? They had no freaking idea. I'll give you another idea. Another bit of information to that. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. What's that name again? Tzvi. Imagine it's spelled S-V-E-E. I spell it T-Z-V-I, but S-V-E, Tzvi. Bit of a weird name, right? Well, that's not my English name, that's my Hebrew name. When you're 8 days old, assuming that you're not sick, you get the Brit, a circumcision, the cruelest cut of all, right? And that's when you get your Jewish name. So my English name is Matthew, right? So the Jewish version of that would be Matizyahu, I think. That's a pretty close comparison. But my grandfather, right? My grandfather goes up to my father on the day of my Brit and says, "Could you name him after my father?" That would be my great grandfather, whose name was Tzvi. My dad says, "Sure, no problem." He's never gonna use it anyway, and that's really what he believed. That's what he believed. No one knows what's coming. No one knows what's around the corner. Well, some of us do. We have this. There's a saying in Judaism called Eza Chacham. Who is a smart person? Who is a wise person? Well, there's a few answers to it, but people who can learn from others, or who can see who can see what's going on around them and see what's coming. Right? That's essentially who is considered a smart person. I think it's fair to say that nobody in the media is a smart person. Right? We're on to segue time. That means we're near to Doctor Who. No one in the media is a smart person because their motivations are so transparently obvious. So the media, they have a bit of trouble with David Tennant, right? They have this like love hatred of David Tennant. So how did that happen? Because they're all freaking insane, right? They're all insane. We've had a bit of a cultural division in the Western world for the last 5 years or so. We have. Yeah, essentially, half the world thinks Brexit and Donald Trump are expressions of racism, bigotry, and all the worst things in the world, right? And they really believe it. They totally believe it, right? And they think that those things being overturned is only going to be good, right? And then you have the other half of the world that says basically the opposite, that the people who say they are being kind and inclusive and anti-racist are in fact racist totalitarians that want to completely control your life. You know where I fall out on this thing, but my point is, we all agree we're divided, right? We all agree we're completely divided, and we have two disparate worldviews, right? And it's incredible. Like I don't know if I do the same thing, because I don't think I do. But I find the few people on the other side of the cultural aisle to me that I interact with in my life, that I know about, right? I never shy away from answering questions about why I believe what I believe, right? I never ever shy away, and I will be I'll bring the sources and the reasons I believe what I believe. I believe this guy's a crook because I got a video of him being a criminal, right? That sort of thing. I believe what I believe, and I would answer any question and have honest discussions. I really have no fear of that whatsoever. However, people on the other side of the cultural aisle will do absolutely anything whatsoever to not answer questions, right? To not to avoid questioning their worldview. And basically it's to avoid them noticing that they can't question their worldview, right? They'll do things like they'll let you get one question in and say, well, didn't this, and then you'll have like the NPC pre-programmed response, right? So then if you push deeper, right, you won't get anything. They just go, you just believe nonsense. That's not to me. And they crumble at that, and that's the furthest you can get, right? I would say if you're in that part of the world, maybe what you believe isn't 100% true. Anyway, so the point of this is they're a bit confused about David Tennant, right? They're a bit confused about David Tennant because David Tennant has heaved egg all over the face of Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall. And he didn't mean to, right? He didn't mean to. They said, hey, do you want to come back to Doctor Who? Maybe they said a bit more than that. But essentially, and so he was on screen for, 30 seconds and completely eclipsed Jodie Whittaker. It was somewhat like when Spider-Man No Way Home came out, was about a year ago. And every Marvel movie they said, oh, it's so successful! It's so unbelievably, freakishly successful. It's unbelievably successful, right? And it wasn't. And then a successful movie comes out, and they're like, oh, well, that was successful. There's nowhere to go, right? They kept telling us it was the bestest ever forever. There you go. That's about where I wanted. Bestest ever forever. And then David Tennant is on screen for 30 seconds, and the world changes. Everyone's interested in Doctor Who again, right? It's so obvious how much Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall have failed by the brief appearance of David Tennant, which is why they hate him, right? Which is why they absolutely hate him. But they love him too, so they're really torn, right? They're really confused because they like being successful. That's why they're one of the things they hate. They hate failure. They hate being attached to failure. They find anything embarrassing because they basically got no no emotional ability to deal with any form of challenge, because that was robbed from them with all those participation trophies. So anyway, we got some articles today. I've waffled on for quite some time. I don't know if we're going to get to them all, but we're going to look at the media's strange, terrified attitude to David Tennant. They do kind of treat him like the black slab from 2001. You remember the bit in 2001, the black slab comes out and all the monks are like, that's basically how they're treating him. Like, David Tennant, I'm scary. So, to that end, would you be so good as liking, caring, and subscribing? Like, share, subscribe. That'd be fantastic. Listen, I don't know if it's Hanukkah, but maybe we'll see a Hanukkah miracle, and those of you who haven't subscribed will subscribe. Wouldn't that be wonderful? It would be for me. I like subscribers. I do. Why? It feels like validation. Okay, basically, even hate watchers subscribers feels like validation. I guess that's how desperate I am to be validated. Yeah. So hit the subscribe button. Help a pathetic old rabbi out today. That'd be great. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. Comments have been a bit thin on the ground of late. Normally I have look, I'm not complaining because there's a pain in the arse. There's tons to get through, but the last few days have been somewhat reasonable. So yeah, it didn't take me like 3 hours. So like, share, subscribe, comment, sign up to my Substack in the video notes. That's my email newsletter. It goes out every day, and you open up your interwebs, your emails, your electronic mailings, and light shines out. Right? The light of holiness shines out of your phone or your computer or whatever you're looking, go, did I get a new email from the rabbi? So how much does one pay for this service? You might want to ask. How much is for the pure, undiluted entertainment coming in electronic mail form? How much could that possibly charge that? $100 a week, $200 a week, $300? It's all fair. No, not that. I'm not charging. What are you charging? It's crazy. It's a deal. It's a steal. It's the sale of the century, baby. It's free. And for a Jew, when a Jew offers you something for free, he doesn't understand why when somebody doesn't take you up on it. Like, what? Like, we don't have many all-you-can-eat restaurants here in Israel because Jews are like, no, I paid. I'm never leaving. You said all I can eat. I'm going to die here. Right? That's actually true. People will do that. Or they make them too expensive for to go to, I guess. But yeah, so sign up for that. It's free. There is a paid one. They are Substack does try to upsell you to the paid one, and please do that. That's awesome, right? That is super duper double awesome. That'd be great. Like, subscribe, comment, Substack, Instagram. Finally, I'm on the Instagrams. Follow me on Instagram. I'm having kind of a little bit of fun on Instagram. I'm having fun on Twitter as well. Follow me on Twitter. If we ever get Twitter blue here in Israel, lots of video content is going to land on there. Lots and lots of video content. Fine. So let's get to these articles. The first article comes from that bastion of journalism, CBR. Now, CBR, they're owned by CBS, I believe, or ABC, or some like huge multinational group of liars. I think that's the word we're looking for. Yes, a huge multinational group of liars that have lied and lied and lied and lied about everything, right? Everything. As far as I can tell, what's going on with the world? It seems that there's weird stuff going on in the world. That the Great Reset is happening, right? Great Reset happening, and it's supposed to be the goal is for it to be like really in place by 2030. So by that point, you will own nothing and you will be happy, right? You will own nothing. You will eat bugs. You'll live in a pod, and you indeed will be happy. That's the goal, right? That is absolutely the goal. Facilitated by the people who own shill websites like this. I'm hoping the good Lord steps in and stops us all being sold into slavery, which essentially is what it's going to be. I don't know that's going to happen, right? I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, listen, the Jews were slaves, well, the Israelites back then, they were slaves in Egypt for 240 years. That could be what we're about to start. Are we about to start a 7-year famine where we're all like, dying of starvation? Maybe. It seems that way, doesn't it? I mean, it does seem that way, but that's the sort of ethical standard you get from CBR.com, just so we can put it into context. Shooty Gat was being short-changed by David Tennant's Doctor Who. No, he's not. And frankly, when Shooty shows up, he is just, I think he's going to shine. I think he's going to be more popular than David Tennant. I think by 2025, he's going to be so ensconced in the role, so beloved in the role, so known for the role. He's going to be more beloved than David Tennant. I wonder how many years he'll do. I mean, honestly, I wish we got like a longer term Doctor. Like Capaldi wanted to do it. I think he wanted to do 7 years or something. There's clearly room for at least 1 or 2 more seasons. If you watch The Return of Dr. Mysterio, better than you think it's going to be, right? I mean, you just got to know about the cringy awfulness going in. I can't say that the Snowman was better than I thought it would be. It really genuinely wasn't, right? But okay. But if you watch that, at the end of it, it's basically the Doctor getting his groove back, right? And as he gets to the TARDIS, he like and he does the moves the controls, and he's got his wild eye look in his eyes. So yes, let's go and be the Doctor again. And then straight from that, they go into he's retired and living in which I like the retirement plan, but I would have liked it 3 seasons later, frankly. Fine. So shooting at Repeat Short. No, he's not! You're just a moron, and you don't like David Tennant because he makes you look like a moron because you back Jodie Whittaker relentlessly, and now you have egg all over your face because you're a schmuck. I mean, that's what's going on. None of this is complicated, right? Absolutely none of this is complicated. 15th Doctor shooting outward is being shortchanged by the secrecy surrounding Rusty Davis' plans for David Tennant's 14th Doctor Who in the 60s. No, he's not! No, he's not. Frankly, I wish we saw him in costume yet, right? Yeah, I wish I saw Millie Gibson out of costume. Oh my God! Somebody sent me a bikini shot of her, right? So I'm very torn. This is clearly like a young, very, 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 very hot girl, on vacation or so, but and hanging out and enjoying herself. But man, does she look hot! Oh my God! Crazy, absolutely. Like she gets hotter every time I look at her. It's I know. I think they're gonna make her seem they're gonna age her down a bit. Is my guess. Especially with Disney, you know how they like the young children. It's so gross. Oh God, it's all so gross. But yeah. Okay, fine. So no, it's not. What secrecy? I mean, he's actually, Dusty Davis is actually doing it right. He keeps giving us information. Chris Chibnall's secrecy is like, I'm not going to tell you about the flux. Well, okay. I'm not going to, no, you're not going to, we know about the Sontarans and the Weeping Angels, but I'm not going to tell you! No, it's a spoiler! I'm going to give you a big spoiler. Oh, are you really? Big spoiler. What's the big spoiler? Jacob Anderson. Who gives a shit? Right? Tell us about a Weeping Angel. Idiot. Fine. Well, fans of Doctor Who are happy to see Rusty David Tennant back. But they're kissing Jodie! This is what's going on in his head, right? Ah! But they're dissing Jodie! The secrecy around their return, short change of shooting up. Well, okay, there's not secrecy, there's just, we're not being spoiled. And it's less secret than it was under Chris Chibnall. So you're a moron. I mean, honestly, let me add all these facts up together. Yeah, you're a moron. Okay, you're a moron. That's how it works out. Because the storytellers, there's a storyteller, are trying to sell the idea that David Tennant is the true 14th Doctor. Okay, what? Listen, I would rather he be the true 13th Doctor, quite frankly. And I'm going to say this once again. I truly believe Jodie, the way to handle the Jodie Whittaker era, and it seems to me that's how they're setting up doing it, is they're going to say that David Tennant is in the toy maker, or whoever Neil Patrick Harris is playing, realm, and has been for a long time, intimating she fell into it right after she regenerated and was vomited out the TARDIS. But, and again, I mean, I thought it was a delightful cliffhanger. I had no idea the import of that. So, that, I mean, again, deep guess, but like that would give them the cake and eat it, right? Which is what they really want to do. That would let them be able to make Jodie Whittaker's time real and matter, and then also get rid of all the continuity errors that people like really didn't like, right? I didn't like a performance, but or the writing, but it was the continuity errors that really broke everyone. So where are we up to? Because he's the true 14th Doctor. It makes the arrival of the proper new Doctor feel like something to dread rather than anticipate. Really? Is that what you think? Well, that's bizarre. Why would you think that? That's really... No, and also it introduces the idea of regeneration to I think a largely new audience very, very, very early on, right? I think it's a great idea. Absolutely. So fine. Where are we up to? The true 14th Doctor. Tennant hinted there was some nervousness about his return to the role where he left 15 odd years ago. So this is an ongoing lie, right? This is an ongoing lie. Do I have the article here? One second, let's have a look. Is this the one? No, I don't think I have it open. Oh yeah, this is the one. Yeah, come more CBR. He was afraid it would be awkward. No, he was saying he basically said it wasn't awkward at all. But he grabbed onto the word, the media, grabbed onto the word awkward. Why? Because they hate David Tennant and they need to find some reason to dig at him. Oh, it's a bit awkward you dissing Jodie like that, isn't it? I mean, Shooty. It's not at all. Again, I think he's just teeing up Shooty to be insanely popular, insanely successful. And good for him. Oh, how dare he do that? Jodie should have made him successful. But Jodie wasn't successful. Everybody hated her as a Doctor, right? But I didn't. Well, I know, but you're just like a teeny tiny minority of piss babies that lived on Twitter who are now also freaking out because you're having that toy taken away from you as well by Elon Musk. Mwah. Love you, Elon. Love you, what you're doing. Can you take on Google next, a bit of YouTube? That'd be awesome. Then move on to the Facebook. Or, we could just let Facebook die at that point. I'm fine with that. Because who does Facebook is also Instagram. So yeah, my vote for Elon Musk to be the global minister of social media. I'm totally up for that. I would trust him on that one. Speaking recently at the film about his film Litvinenko, I thought that was a TV series. Right? Whatever happened to this second season of Around the World in 80 Days? I loved Around the World in 80 Days. That was really good. That was this time last year. Right? Tennant hinted there was some nervousness about his return to food. No, you are. Unfortunately, what fans know about his stint back as the Doctor does make it awkward for Gutwell. How? Again, explain your diseased logic here, okay? Please explain it. The official teaser for the Doctor Who 6th anniversary special, Tennant and Gutwell's character don't share a scene. Yeah, okay. That was a teaser of the teaser. They haven't filmed most of it yet, you moron. Tennant and Gutwell didn't get to share a scene, and they won't. They probably won't share scenes, right? Capaldi and Whittaker didn't share a scene. Matt Smith and David Tennant didn't share a scene, right? That doesn't happen, right? You weirdo. You freaking moron weirdo. Tennant and Gutwell's characters don't share a scene, and the one shot he's in is edited with a phony background. Didn't even use a real background. Oh! This is just, you'll be hateful to Jodie Whittaker, so we're gonna get you. I mean, that's really what it feels like. While Davis is right to try and preserve the surprise of the story, yes, the world wants to know, the world already knows Tennant's stay is short, okay? And Gutwell is in for the long haul. We don't know that. Honestly, we don't. Is he in for 8 episodes or is he in for 80? I don't know. I don't know. We don't know. You don't know. In the longer, Tennant can reveal nothing about the story to come, and Gutwell can't even say anything to the press to tease his run on the show. He absolutely can, and he absolutely has. Just like again, what does being divorced from reality look like? Ding, 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 ding. Looks like that. Yeah, this is crazy. This is absolutely, mind-meltingly insane. What? We could see his costume. We could a whole bunch of stuff. It's apparent that the BBC is going for an Avengers Endgame style or Grogu level secrecy for the 60th anniversary series of specials. No! Again, arsehole. There is less secrecy now than there was with Chris Chibnall, right? And a lot more people care. There's less secrecy now and much more excitement as well. I don't get your point, mate. I do not get your point. And, they're engaging with the audience all the time. You're making it up. What are you doing? You're making it up to justify your hatred of David Tennant and Russell Davies for, and their crime is making you look stupid, right? That is their big crime. They made you look stupid by showing what you're saying was absolute nonsense, right? If members of Doctor Who marketing team were smart, they'll try to emulate Spider-Man No Way Home to have their secrets build up fan hype. They constantly deny Tobey Maguire and whoever the other. What's the other guy? The guy was in Doctor Who. The guy said, "Can't you just make a cake?" What was that guy's name? So annoying. Whoever that Spider-Man is, right? On one of the many award ceremonies where they wanted to lecture a Christian baker who didn't want to make a same-sex wedding cake, right? And it's just a cake! How do you say no? You're cruel! So, whatever his name is, I'm like, can you do a campaign ad for Donald Trump, right? They'll pay you. You don't get to say it. You're just a meat puppet. Do what you're told. It's just an ad, mate. It's just an ad. You're going to do that? No, of course you're not. All right. And it's over. It's a year away. Oh my God! If you were a Chinese restaurant, you'll be called some dumb cunt. Okay, you are a moron beyond morons. Now I'm in the mood for Chinese food. Let's see. You got to be careful. Although, look, Chinese food is coming up. A American Christmas for Jews is always Chinese food. American Christmas sucks. I'm sorry. The Americans just didn't get Christmas right, whereas the English really super did. Okay, really super did. Oh man, I'm looking forward to those mince pies. My wife makes mince pies from scratch because we can't get them out here. Good woman. Rusty Davies and David Tennant were right to call for Doctor Who. Were the right call for Doctor Who. Okay, so I'm fine. So let's see more. The Chris Chibnall and Jodie Whittaker era was bound to be controversial since she was the first one to play the two-hearted immortal space alien. No. It wasn't bound to be controversial. We were all on board for it. I think basically 98% of fandom were 100% on board, right? We're like, yeah. And then when we looked at it, we're like, well, that's shit. I mean, it was like, yeah, okay, Woman Who Fell to Earth, you couldn't really tell, but he wanted to be nice to it. Ghost Monument, again, you couldn't really tell, but at least it was a little bit doctory, even though eventually, in hindsight, it didn't make any sense. Then you had Rosa, which was unwatchable shit. I'm sorry, with plot hole after cartoon racist depiction of cartoon racists. Actually, there's like how do you get that wrong? Like, the South was full of many cartoon racists, and they made the South look too cartoonily racist in the 50s. I don't know how they did that. Right, it was garbage. And then you had arachnids in the UK and the Sarunga conundrum. What's the conundrum? How did this shit ever get made? Right, and then. There was shit after shit after shit after shit, right? And we were like, well, why is the Doctor? Why does the character have no agency, right? And why is she basically just a bus driver for her fam, right? Why is this so boring? Why are they lecturing me about climate change or whatever bullcrap is this way? Why are they doing this? Like, why is she a conformist? Why is she a coward? Why doesn't she know what's going on? And this is not me imprinting on it. This is me just watching what they did and go, that's what they did, right? Then I was ready. By the second season, I was like, maybe they learnt the lesson, right? They're going to pull it together this year. We got these big set pieces, and then we have the master come back, and it got even worse, right? Even bloody worse, right? The controversy wasn't in Jodie Whittaker's fucking vagina. The controversy was in it was unwatchable shit. And basically all people like this had to pretend it was great, right? And now David Tennant turns up for 30 seconds, literally spraying egg all over their face. Like, in a way that we couldn't even imagine having egg sprayed over your face. Literally spraying egg everywhere. And then they go, I hate David Tennant. Controversial. However, some fans brushed up against the story and the characters' decisions. So we all did, right? Nobody cared that she was a woman. I mean, and we were on board for it, and it would have. Oh God, I just had a Facebook thing with this guy saying, "Oh, well, I'm a misogynist. He says women can only play, girlfriends and wives." No, I didn't say that. I said that Jodie Whittaker can only play roles that she can conceive of, which are girlfriends and wives. That's not to say there are other women who are maybe a better actor than Jodie Whittaker. I mean, essentially most of them probably. It's like, and I thought, and there are many actors who could really have pulled it off and done a good job. Not Jodie bloody Whittaker, right? No wonder whatever it is, what's her name? From Peep Show and the Crown seasons 3 and 4. Not enjoying season 5. I am not enjoying season 5 at all. Episode 7 of season 5 of the Crown. This is just a complete aside. Just insanely and unnecessary. Is it 7 or 8? Insanely unnecessarily violent. Right, where you saw the Russian royal family being horribly murdered, right? And it was way too graphic for I think no real benefit. Anyway, speaking of having no real benefit, let's get back to this article. Controversial. It was all because of her being a woman. Oh, and also it was shit, right? Especially in the early part of the run. However, as Star Wars proves time and again, all a divisive iteration of a franchise needs is time. Really? I don't think Rey is ever gonna work, right? I don't think Rose Tico is ever gonna work. I don't think Admiral Holdo is ever gonna work. It is garbage beyond garbage. And I'm sorry, Kathleen Kennedy is deeply incompetent and a woman. But she's deeply incompetent and a woman. So, how do I know she's deeply incompetent? I've seen her work! You don't fuck up relentlessly without being deeply incompetent. Right, once or twice, maybe. Relentlessly? No, you're deeply incompetent. Shows like the Clone Wars can help as well. This is where Davis and Tennant can play a massively important role by adding original trilogy. What cried? Adding original trilogy cred to the franchise last and next iterations. Do you mean by rather than but? I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say. I know what he's trying to say. I'm a moment. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's actually what I was trying to say. Wait a second. Let me just see if I can pick this up. 1 second. Spirits of the interwebs. Tell me. Give me a sign. What's he saying? I am a moron. Yes, that's what I thought. I am a moron. And I don't know what I'm doing. Yes. Yes. Thank you, spirits of the interwebs. I should commune with them more often. However, the decision to keep things secret, so secret that fans don't know how or when Gatwa steps up has the opposite effect. Christmas, you fucking arsehole! What? Really? Christmas, you fucking arsehole, okay? Did I answer your question? But I still hate David Tennant because he made Jodie Whittaker look bad. that made me look bad, right? That made me look bad. It's really, that's really what it all boils down to, right? That's really genuinely what it all boils down to. We had in my local synagogue, right? I had my local synagogue. We had a rather controversial religious leader. Who was to religion what Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall was to Doctor Who. I'm not even joking, right? So, basically, look, this is what happened. He was a normal bloke. And then he got manipulated by this other person to support them when he was probably not doing something so great, and made him make. And he got egg all over his face, right? He felt stupid, and then he had to double, triple, quadruple down, which led him into like this cycle of self-destruction, right? And so eventually, he, I would say, ended his career by on the day before the most solemn day in the year, where we sit and we on the ground. We're not allowed to sit in chairs. We sit on the ground. We don't eat for 25 hours, and we mourn, how the terrible state that the Jews in the world are in. Essentially, and we have been for like the last 2,000 years, and we know it's because we don't control our speech properly. We don't speak with purity, and we use our speech to hurt each other rather than to glorify the world, right? So that's what he did in this massive 45-minute speech. He reamed out the community, violating all these laws, openly, right? And before that, he got up there. He was breaking those laws to essentially bully people to stop them coming to synagogue, right? It's the weirdest thing that actually happened, right? So this was a few years ago. So in the aftermath of that, which is where we're living in now, the people who supported him, who are decent, some are mostly decent people, some are complete cunts, okay? Some are complete cunts, but mostly decent people. They're in this weird denial right now that he did anything wrong, because if he did something wrong, it meant that they did something wrong, right? If he bullied people away from their Jewish observance, and he did so with the help of the the cancel culture surround that he generated with his evil speech, right? With his the people who supported him around him, then they did something wrong too. So they're in total, complete denial. That is what's going on over here, right? That is 100% what's going on over here. He can't cope with having egg all over his face, right? And so they're just in denial and making up reality. Fine. However, the system keeps things so secret that we have had we do know, right? Even if fans aren't subconsciously dreading the quick end of Tennant's return, we're not. Their curiosity is all focused on him. This has nothing to do with the fan audience, okay? This has absolutely nothing to do with the fan audience and everything to do with the normie audience. Why? The normie audience thinks Doctor Who is shit. In England, anyway. They think Doctor Who is unwatchable, lecturing, boring shit, right? The normie audience around the world don't know it so much, right? So the first thing they got to do is remind people that they like Doctor Who. How do you remind people like Doctor Who? Well, David Tennant is a bit useful for that, because people like David Tennant. Yeah. Why does he have such a huge glittering career? Why was he so successful, Doctor Who? Because people like David fucking Tennant. This is not rocket science, right? This is not like, how can they? Because people like David Tennant and they didn't like Jodie Whittaker. Why didn't they like Jodie Whittaker? Because she was a condescending cunt who was incompetent both in the character and her performance. She was a condescending cunt that was incompetent. Right? They like David Tennant because he's a personal person who is competent. They make people feel good about David Tennant. Anything you put him in, people watch it. Again, Round the World in 80 Days. It was great. Why? David fucking Tennant. It's not complicated. Right? They're trying to introduce a new brand to the world before they put a relatively unknown star into it, who's then going to explode. But again, he doesn't want to feel like a schmuck, right? He doesn't want to feel like Jodie Whittaker failed. Jodie Whittaker failed, moron! Get over it. Fine. The one thing that the teaser needed to do, that it didn't, was give fans the hype about Gutless Doctor showing up. No! Don't confuse it, you stupid. Okay, there's a reason you write for a rag like CBR and you probably like sit in the corner and cry every night, right? Louis C.K. does or used to, I'm sure he still does this bit about Cinnabon, right? Cinnabon is you get a big gooey bun, but it's so bad for you, right, that you just sit on the ground and you eat it and you cry. And then you get this little bucket of jizz that you put on it. I put my bucket, and then you say, this is where my life has come. This is basically them, okay? Where is it? Where are we going? I was showing how about gut was Doctor showing up. All Peter Capaldi needed was a single shot of the intense eyebrows in the 50th anniversary to do it. Yeah, well, that's Peter Capaldi. And again, Doctor Who was at its absolute height then. This is the worst it's ever been. This is the lowest it's ever been without being cancelled, right? If it wasn't for it being such a powerful international brand that they completely destroyed, it would have been cancelled. And again, I think if Russell T Davies didn't come in, it would have totally been cancelled, right? Davis doesn't have to give up any of the game plan or playbook. But he must he must put the draft pick. But he must put the top draft pick on the field. It's not his time yet. Okay, we're going to get in November, and then after November, hype, Christmas shooty gatwa, okay? Like, why, again, this is why David Tennant, this is why Rusty Davis is at the top of his fucking game in the most competitive industry full of cutthroat cunts in the world, right? And you're a schmuck writing for CBR, okay? Look around you, right? Look around you. I've explained your life to you, right? If this Saturday continues, and I'm warning you, the best case scenario is Gatwa feels like a companion tennis doctor. You're a fucking lying moron! Oh, in the worst case scenario, Davis will be underestimating how toxic fan outrage can be weaponized. What? What toxic fan outrage? Again, Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall did an unprofessional job with Doctor Who, destroying it. Absolutely destroying it. Everything they did was bad, right? This isn't toxic fan outrage. Toxic fan outrage is driving John Barrowman to suicide right now. You know how it's a toxic fan outrage? Because it's nothing. It's not real outrage. It's just sanctimony. Whittaker's Doctor certainly got the Rey Skywalker treatment. What? That she was shit, and people watching went, "This is shit." Right? Yes, yeah, she got criticised. But wait, I'm a woman! Oh, it's women's time to shine. They broke the glass. You can't criticise me. Then get off the fucking field then if you don't want to play. From Toxic Man, Gatwa's Doctor will have an uphill battle against bigotry. No, and you know what? I want to point something out to everybody that really disproves this completely disgusting narrative that we keep getting. We hear things like Alex Jones is a bigot. He's an absolute bigot. We hear, was it McGuinness? I can't remember his name. He's a bigot. Tim Pool hates black people. Then we had Kanye West come on, say being very, very openly anti-Semitic, right? Very, very genuinely openly anti-Semitic, and I feel very bad for Kanye. Again, I think he's mentally ill, right? I think he believes the stuff he's saying, but the fact he can't differentiate from somebody who's Jewish, who may be involved in a criminal enterprise with lots of other Jews, right, who are trying to fuck him over, and me, is racist. That's so. As soon as they go on, these people like Alex Jones and what's that guy, Ted McGinnis? No, I can't remember what was his name. We see instantly that they're not racist when they're actually faced with genuine, real bigotry. 100%, a real bigotry that actually happened, that actually occurred. They go, well, God, get away from that, right? This idea that anybody who doesn't share your political insanity and hates black people, it's like, firstly, have you tried talking to any black people about it? How do you think black people feel about the Black Little Mermaid? Oh, they go, oh, yes, a massa. Oh, we got a white man's hand-me-down. Oh, we'd be so good. Oh, thank you that I don't have the ID to vote because I'm too stupid. Right? How do you think they feel about that? I don't think so good. That's my guess. I don't think they feel like they're being treated so fucking well by you liberal cunts, right? That's my guess. I don't think they're being treated so well by you, right? Uphill battle again, bigot tweet. No, he has zero uphill battle, absolutely none, because there isn't any fucking bigotry, because you're a lying, delusional cunt. Spider-Man No Way Home semi-stole the concept of multiple versions of the same rotating franchise character teaming up from Doctor Who. That's not what's happening here. The BBC should steal their marketing strategy in return. Does this go on? There's more of this stuff? Bloody hell. About the author. Let me see. Joshua M. Patton, father, veteran, storyteller, cunning warrior. None of those things. Okay, none of those things. How leaks can help market Doctor Who 630. This guy. I mean, really? Did you have any advice for Chris Chibnall when he was fucking up left, right, and centre? No, you go, oh, Chrissy Wissy, you're the bestest ever. Oh, you're making my nipples tingle. Oh, really, Joshua? Yes, my nipples are tingling. Okay. Maybe take a chill pill there, mate. I thought I was done with this video, but no, we're going to go on. The impulse of the producers with regard to plot secrecy and the return to a classic Doctor Who before the first is before another first is sound. Oh, good. I'm glad you approve, idiot. Yeah, they should perhaps consider a few well-placed leaks to draw. You mean what? Like what they've been doing? Oh. All place leaks to get excitement of what's to come. Spoiler-wary fans only ever need the debut date and the time. No, also I don't want to be spoiled. And they can show up an experience as an experience of the stories as Davis intended. However, some fans need a little bit, need a little more. Again, who are you to advise Russell E. Davies? I mean, really? Like, what have you done in your life? Like the alleged return of former Spider-Man actors, enticing elements that could leak to give a franchise something to talk about. I actually found the leaks about Spider-Man No Way Home reasonably boring. And I saw all of them, right? So about David Tennant, inevitable third exit from Doctor Who. Third exit? Second exit, no? I mean, you've counted the 50s, maybe? Well, it was an exit. There's every reason to be skeptical. There is every reason to be skeptical that the No Way Home thing was kind of a coordinated leak campaign. Though they did release an in-camera video of Andrew Garfield in the movie. They did release an in-camera video of Andrew Garfield in the movie. That's the name I'm trying to remember. Marketing campaigns are tough for publicists to shepherd when they're actually involved, and the leaks could even be received poorly. Yeah, okay. Still, the kind of shadow conversation about what's to come, good or bad, we're having that, you idiot! What world are you living in? I'm actually having that conversation now! That's what's going on at the moment! Oh! We'll create needed curiosity in Gatwa, in Shooting Gatwa, where Davis will take this the Doctor's story. The point of all this is to hype us up for Shooting Gatwa. David Tennant supports Gatwa, and Davis supports Gatwa, and Davis hired him. Okay. As such, his future as the Doctor is safe, but empty curiosity is not enough. Again, we're a year out, doesn't matter. At the very beginning, at least, leaking a few things would allow him to coyly deny stuff, rather than simply saying he can't talk about the show. They just announced the companion a couple of weeks ago. They're announcing stuff left, right, and bloody centre. God, okay, man. Joshua M. Patton, may I say, I think you've reached your right place in life. This is where you should be in life. And no further, right? Absolutely no further. This is as high as I think you can possibly go. What can I say? If I may somewhat quote Red Dwarf to close. Joshua Patton, your crime is being Joshua Patton. That is also your punishment. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.